I'll ignore that. Yay, fantastic. So my name is Brian McKinney, and I am the comms person for Idaho Partners for Good. I've been with the organization for about a year and 3/4, coming up to 2 years. And I want to thank you all for joining us for our nonprofit Success Lab today. I'm really excited about this one, and the robots are too, because we have a very special guest, Laura Jendro, and she is a AI whisperer and AI expert, and she's going to be able to teach us a little bit more about how we can use the robots to do the things that robots are best at doing. But before we get into that, for those of you who aren't familiar with Idaho Partners for Good, our mission is to reinvent how people like you and like me give, share expertise, and do greater good together. So our objective is to help people, nonprofits do better, and philanthropists give better. So our vision is we want to work together to develop stronger, healthier, better equipped nonprofits so they can do more of what they do best. Next, that's me. See, I told you every time. The robots, they hate me.
We'll have to fix that.
Yes, there's a tool that's going to fix this, right? And it appears as though I'm slightly frozen. This is hilarious. So there actually would be a tool that would help make this advance. I'm going to stop sharing really quick for a moment, figure out what's going on here. This is real time. I love this. This is fantastic for us. And this is a new problem I don't usually have. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, now I'm going to get it to go again. Oops. Okay, can we see my screen?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Okay. We could use this really as a test mule, couldn't we?
I don't know. When it comes to Zoom, yeah. Even AI has its challenges with
Oh, we
it.
love Zoom and Zoom loves us,
Right.
right? Okay. Okay. Anyway. So here we go. So these are some of the things that we do. We offer these nonprofit success labs, which are free to the community, like we're doing right now. We also have our transformational leadership cohorts that we offer to nonprofit leaders and their board members to help them improve their operational capacity and their efficiency. We also have our consulting services. It's a social enterprise that we use to help fund our mission and the things that we do. And we also work to help philanthropists and people interested in charitable giving understand how they can give better that's in more alignment with what their goals are and what they want to accomplish with their time, treasure, or talent. So without further ado, I would like to again introduce Laura Jendro. She is a person that would be able to use the robots to fix the problem that I had earlier, unless it was operator error. I always blame the robots. And
Right.
so Laura, I'll let you introduce yourself a little bit, and then we'll go through the same little fun stop share, give sharing to
Oh,
somebody
yeah.
else thing in real time.
All right. Sounds great. All right. Hello, everybody. So glad to come to you all. I'm in beautiful McCall, and I assume that most of you are in beautiful Boise, and we have some good weather coming in finally. It was hailing yesterday. Very interesting. So glad to be here with you all. I heard AI whisperer. I just bumped into the word AI Sherpa. And I think I'm going to go with that because your guide for AI, get it? Guide and Sherpa. So
Mhm.
I think that's what I'm going to go with. But I do like the whisperer. So I don't have it all figured out. But I hopefully today, while we're together, you'll learn something new and it'll at least pique your curiosity. So that's what I'm hoping. All right, we ready to jump in? I'll go ahead and
Yeah,
share.
let's. Foster, you might have to help me with this one.
Oh, it
Maybe.
says
Yeah, allow
I'll
share.
send a request to share.
There we
Okay.
go. Perfect. Woo!
All right, let's see if I can do it then. It's turned on.
Can be taught.
Beautiful. All right. And I'm going to share this screen. Okay, and I have to give you a caveat. So a quick heads up, you're going to see me every once in a while, maybe go like that, because that's where my demo studio is. I have a monitor up there. I'll try and face you most of the time, but if you see me going like that every once in a while, it's not because I'm doing something else. I'm looking at the demo. All right. Had my introduction. why am I here with you all today? Before I even show you anything, I want to tell you that a few years ago, I volunteered at Faces of Hope. And I went there and I had administrative was my strength. So of course, when I got there, that was pretty much what I was knee deep in, and that's what I spent most of my time doing. And honestly speaking, when I was doing that, I was like, I know this is important work, but I'd really like to be with a client. I'd really like to just sit with somebody in a room that maybe needs, somebody to listen. Or maybe take them for a walk on the green belt or something like that, something human, something meaningful. And so that's why AI matters to me. It's not because it's the cool tech kind of stuff, but it's because hopefully we can spend more time serving the people that we care about rather than doing this busy work. So that's kind of my why as to why I'm here. Um, Now, a little level set. I've heard robots and such thrown out, and everybody's got their ideas because, boy, do we hear enough about AI all day, every day? Some of us are a little bit tired of it, I'm sure. So I'm hoping I'm giving you a different perspective and a little curiosity on it. But AI, let's see, in plain English, I'd say it's a really smart assistant that can read, write, summarize, be your thinking partner. You type something in, it responds. It's kind of like texting a really knowledgeable helper who, guess what, never sleeps and never gets overwhelmed or never gets upset. And there's a lot of those things, right? That because it's somebody that's not a human, we can take advantage of. And the tools that you all probably heard about is ChatGPT. I did start, and I still also have ChatGPT, but I also moved into Claude. So I use both, and they can be interchangeable, and they have different strengths and weaknesses. We'll talk a little bit about that. Both are free to start. You don't need an IT department. You don't need to know how to code. You just need to know what to ask. And literally, that's what we're going to talk about today. So what is AI is not. So everybody's quite concerned that it's going to take somebody's job, especially in the nonprofit world. That human connection is super important. So you've got to think that AI is going to become that really eager intern that's enthusiastic, really capable. But the only thing you want to do is make sure that like grant application doesn't go out without reading it first, right? Right. And also, I have to imagine that some of you are feeling like, well, AI is moving super fast, and you're already behind, but you're not. You're exactly where most people are today. And by the end of this hour, you're going to have a clearer picture of what's possible for your organization. So I'll pause there just for a moment to see if there are any initial questions, and then I'll jump into the first demo that I'm going to do. Any questions or thoughts so far? All right. Feel free. I'll go through these demos. I'm going to share them here on the screen. I'll kind of do a lead in, and then I'm going to type the prompt in. I assume everybody can see my screen okay. It should say Demo Studio. Yeah? Okay. So the first demo that we're going to do is the awkward donor follow-up. So I would bet that every single one of us here has had someone say, yes, I'm going to donate. And they really meant to donate. And then you hear silence. And now you're staring at a blank email trying to figure out, how do I follow up without sounding desperate or annoying or ungrateful? And this is exactly when AI becomes your best friend. So it's not just for writing, it's for maintaining relationships. And in the nonprofit world, the donor relationships are your organization. So let me show you what I mean here. All right. So I'm going to type this first one out. So I'm in Claude. I've gone to projects, and I have this studio where I just do demos. And this is my chat. This is Claude asking, okay, what are we doing today? So I'm going to type this one out. The other ones I'll probably paste in to make it faster. I'm the development director at a small Boise nonprofit. And guess what? Doesn't care about misspelling, so don't even worry about it. A donor named Mark, but we don't have a Mark here, attended our spring fundraiser 3 weeks ago and verbally committed to a $500 donation. We haven't, okay, I'll do that. I'll go back. We haven't received it yet and haven't heard from him. Now you get to the part where you tell Claude what you wanted to do. Write a warm, professional follow-up email that acknowledges his commitment, expresses genuine gratitude, and gently reminds him, but without making him feel pressured or embarrassed. You see how all that context comes in, right? The more, the better. Okay. All right. We're going to let it go and see what it comes up with. So that's his little.
Laura,
Yeah.
while we're waiting to see what it comes up with, there's a question in chat. Is
Oh,
Claude
yes.
Cowork, is it free or is there a cost?
So I'm in Claude, the $20 a month Claude, and Cowork, if you see up here, comes with it. So $20 a month is for a single user, and yeah. If you have, and I'll just touch on that briefly. If you want to get your team involved, there's also Claude for team and business. And that gets into another pay structure where you can have 5 to 10 seats. So other people in your organization can also have this paid version. That answer the question, hopefully?
Mm.
All right. Okay, let's see what he came up with. Okay. Subject, so glad you were a part of our spring event. Like it, that's it. That puts a different spin on things rather than saying, hey, here's your donation, right? It was such a pleasure having you at our spring fundraiser a few weeks ago. Your presence and enthusiasm meant a lot to our team. We're still riding the wave of such a wonderful evening together. All that wonderful, flowery conversation, which is good. And here's where you can tailor it to sound more like you or how you want to come off, right? So I'm reaching out to follow up on the generous $500 commitment you made. We're deeply grateful for your support, excited about what will help us accomplish to make giving easy. I'll include our donation options below. You're welcome to give online by check or whatever works for you. So here he's put brackets so you can put your, link or whatever in here, your donation link. And if you have questions, and then your salutation. So there you go, right? A couple of seconds, and then that's a draft, and you at least have it started, and you can tweak it and make it sound more any way you'd like to. But what we're gonna do is, let's say Mark, wonderful person, he's a repeat pledger, but he does this often. He pledges and then kind of backs out. So your executive director says, hey, come on, let's nudge Mark just a little bit this time. So I'm gonna actually paste the next prompt. Let's go in here. All right, now I'm asking Claude, rewrite it with a slightly more direct tone, still professional and respectful, but with a general sense of urgency. Include a specific ask for a response by the end of the week. All right, here we go. Pretty quick. Let's see the different slant. Okay, following up on your spring fundraiser pledge. Different subject. Thank you again for joining us at our fundraiser. Generous commitment of $500 that evening. I wanted to follow up. We haven't received your gift, and I'd love to get it recorded and acknowledged prior to properly on our end. If you're able to complete your donation by Friday, that would be incredibly helpful as we finalize our spring campaign totals. Love that gave that reason as to why we're asking for them to be a little bit more prompt. You can give online, you put in your address, your donation link there. If something's come up or you have any questions at all, please reply to this email and we can figure out together, still, being professional. We're thankful for your partnership and all that. So there you go. Two completely different emails, and two, different relationship situations. Took, I don't know, maybe 30, 60 seconds or so. You saw how quickly that was. And that's something that you don't have to sit there and stare at a blank screen and go, oh, do I have to get through this? Do I have to figure out this email? This is tough. And you know what I do? I put them off. I'm like, if I can't come up with something right away, I'm like, oh, I'm going to leave it for later and later and later, right? This, you at least get it there and you can let it sit there and you can kind of, look over it. Any questions on that one? Oh, I can't, Brienne, I think you
Yep.
might be talking.
Yeah.
There you go.
So one of our friends, Maggie, has a question that
Yes.
she brought up in chat. So I work in a HIPAA compliant workplace. I know the value of Claude and ChatGTP, but how do I help address concerns for our providers who work with PHI data daily?
Love, love, love that question because there are a lot of constraints on that with data privacy and HIPAA, PII. I've been in that world. I work for Blue Cross of Idaho, and I always come up with those are things you absolutely have to pay attention to, and those are some of the security things that you have to consider. So all of that data. Is you don't want to put it in. Just if you don't want to email something, right? Anything you can't email, you don't want to put into your AI. You can do things like block out that information. I do something a little bit more secure. I have a security document and I've got all the things listed, the HIPAA, PII, social security numbers, all those things. And right when I start working with Claude, I put that security information in and I say, Claude, never allow me to input or potentially input any data that would breach all of these data items. So HIPAA, PI, and all that. So you tell it not to. And then when you prompt and you say, I'm going to send you a billing document, and I'm going to ask you to do a summary and match it up with invoices. And then you can hit enter, and I've seen him do this before. Timeout, are you sure that you want to put this in? Because it could have PII information data in it. And he'll remind you that maybe you don't want to upload this. Does that kind of help? Whoever asked that question? That's a good one.
Yeah, I didn't know that. And I've had that question come up before with people who are very concerned about even like the open source question, of things being what information that we put into ChatGTP. And if it's just out there in the ether,
No,
violating some things just by using it in that way too, I've heard.
absolutely. And I'll touch on that because I have a security background. Actually, my master's degree is in safety, security, and emergency management. So I have a security mindset all the time. Claude and ChatGPT and for the most part, all of the AIs, you will hear that they don't use any of the information to train. It means when you put something here like what I just did, it's not going out to the ether. It's not going anywhere else. It's between me and Claude. That's
Mm.
it. That's the only people that are seeing that. It's kind of like emailing. That's the easiest, simplest way. If you are comfortable emailing information that you're about to put into Claude, then you can feel comfortable and safe that it's safe to put it in the AI.
Thank you. That's a
Does
great way
that
to explain
help?
that. Mhm.
Okay, good. Okay, if we're ready to go, I can touch more on that later on as well. The next demo, this is a volunteer onboarding SOP. I've actually experienced this at Faces of Hope, so I thought this would be a good one. And we always have, the same problem. We've got Usually organizations have SMEs, people that have all the information in their head, right? And they either leave, they get sick, or else they're slammed. And now we're like, oh my gosh, all that information in their head, we want it on paper. SOP is the best way to go. Standard operating procedure. I think that's the best way to say it. But who has time to write them, right? Nobody. And we always, that's another thing. We put it off. Oh, we've got to get information from Mary. All that information she has in her head, we need it in an SOP. So I'm going to give Claude a handful of messy bullet points, the kind of notes that you have like on stickies all over the place. And I'm going to give him some information and see what he comes back with. So this one, again, I'll read the prompt, but I'm just going to cut and paste it. So I'm going to do a copy. Okay. And I'm doing a new one. Okay. All right. Turn these rough notes into a professional volunteer onboarding SOP for a small Boise nonprofit. Format it with numbered steps. So you want to always tell Claude, how do you want it to look? Numbered steps, clear headings, and a professional tone. Notes, volunteers need to apply first, then attend orientation. They need to have a background check required for client-facing roles. They must commit to 6 months and 8 hours a month. They need to go through 2 orientation options monthly, a virtual daytime or an in-person evening one. And it alternates between Boise and Meridian locations, and they need to understand confidentiality before starting. All right, let's hit go. See what happens. I'll scroll down here. We'll go back up, but we'll see how quickly. Okay, step 6. All right, and we're done. At least a draft. So let's go back up and see what he came up with. I won't go through everything, but we'll kind of touch and see if you hit most of everything. So here's a volunteer. You can put your organization up there. Purpose, the scope, incoming volunteers, submit a volunteer application. Obviously, you want to put your details here in brackets. Application link, you can change the number of business days for that. Step 2, confirm the commitment requirements before advancing. Minimum commitment at 6 months, 8 hours a month. He captured that. Step 3, complete a background check. Client-facing roles only mentions, and you can put the link and what needs to happen for that. Usually this, a third-party vendor probably does that for organizations. Register for orientation. You can put the information, including a Zoom link or where the orientations are located. Step 5, attend an orientation, and it covers all of these things. And step 6, review and sign a confidentiality agreement. And you can put that link to that to do that in here as well. Receive placement confirmation upon completing the steps. Know where you're going to go to be the volunteer. Responsible parties. It gets you can put the names of people. And then review the schedule. This SOP should be reviewed annually or whenever onboarding procedures change. There you go. Good start, right? You can embellish on it. You can put more details, and you're done. And you're ready for your new volunteer. Now, how about if we did something a little bit more and we provided a quick reference card for the volunteer? So something that the volunteer could use as a quick reference when they show up. So let's ask Claude to create that reference card from this information right here. So let's see. Now turn this SOP into a one-page quick reference card that a new volunteer can keep at their desk. Use plain language, keep it scannable, and organize it so the most important steps stand out. Okay, let's see how that goes.
Ooh.
There you go. Interesting. Let's see what he came up with. All right. So you can put your organization name in there. For your first shift, 6 steps. They're recapping the 6 steps that we saw. After all these steps are complete, you'll receive a welcome email. Nice. Keep these handy. Your volunteer coordinator, email, phone, all that kind of good stuff to have handy for new volunteers. Few things to remember and questions. And there you go. Done in under a couple minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't have to hire somebody to write it or hire a volunteer to create it. You just knew what to ask. What you think? Pretty slick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
I look at it as kind of being sandboxes, because I'm one of those people that AI will replace, but I've found that it's actually increased my capacity to do things because that means other people that don't have my blah, 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 skills can go, this is what I'm thinking, and they can create these huge, beautiful sandboxes for me that then I'm able to go great and take and then do even more things with even faster. So I think it's great. I love these sandboxes that they make.
Yes, absolutely. Yep. And yeah, that's the whole point. The point is not to replace people. Think of it this way. It makes you almost superhuman because now you can think about other things rather than rather tedious, time consuming, but necessary things that have to be done. Now you can probably do other things that take more of a human touch,
Mhm.
that you might have to review, or you might have to partner and strategize with AI.
Mhm.
So you get to go higher thinking, and you can give those mundane things to AI. All right, third demo, grant writing. Raise your hand if you love doing grant writing. Do anybody in the room? Got to do
We're
it
not going to
though.
see any hands.
Sometimes I know that, I mean, it's super necessary, and it can take days sometimes for you just to get a first draft. Now, there's a real grant that's open right now. It's the Forever Idaho Regional Grant. That's through Idaho Community Foundation. There's a deadline of June 15th, I think. They have awards that are from 3,000 to 25,000. And here in a minute, I'm going to ask somebody in the room, what does your organization do? And what would you use grant money for? Okay, so just be thinking about that. So the award amount is from 3,000 to 25,000. I'm going to get him set up here, and we're going to get the prompt ready. But first, I'm going to show you the grant. I already pulled it down. So here we go. So here it is. So I'm going to upload this, and this is public information. I just pulled this down off the website, Idaho Community Foundation, and I'm going to give him this to read and give him a prompt. All right, so let's do this first. Oops, I need to copy it. Copy. All right. And copy is just like, so there it is. There's the PDF. Now I'm going to drop down, and I'm going to prompt him with what to do with that PDF. Okay. Using the Forever Idaho Regional Grant Guidelines I just uploaded, write a complete grant application narrative for a nonprofit called, does somebody have a name for us? Who wants to give us a nonprofit to use?
I was going to say, Greta, I can pick on you. Oh, there we go. But Maggie jumped in quick. So, yep, Lee Pesky.
Nice. So tell me what the name of the nonprofit is.
Lee Pesky Learning Center.
Leepesky
Leepesky.
Learning Center.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. We serve like where? Like Boise or
I'll have to have her answer probably more of that, but I could
Okay.
probably jump in and say Treasure Valley.
Treasure Valley,
Mhm.
perfect. Treasure Valley, okay. We would use the funds for what? What are some things? Anything.
I don't want to speak for Maggie, but I certainly can. Or I certainly would. I certainly shouldn't, but I certainly We'll see if
Uh,
she's typing
a
something.
Maserati.
Yeah.
Not enough money there.
We would do, there we go. One new, I was going to say expensive trips for all the staff to go to
Yeah.
Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, Treasure Valley
Woohoo.
providing academic services for kids in need. There we go. That's much
Okay.
better put than I would have.
Okay. What would we use funds for, do you suppose? Do you
Detention.
need,
So I would just say to increase capacity to provide academic services for more kids in need in the Treasure Valley.
okay, increase capacity for, say that again, so sorry.
Oh, well, once I say it, it's gone. The magic happened. It's over.
Oh,
To increase
oh,
capacity to provide academic services for more children in need in the Treasure Valley. Unless she comes up with something better. I apologize, Maggie, if I'm completely butchering this for you.
I like it. That sounds good. Okay. Match the funder's priorities and tone and include placeholder brackets where we'd insert our specific statistics and outcomes. All right.
That perfectly said. One of five kids have a learning disability.
Oh, we want to add that as well for context?
I think
Sure.
that would, mhm.
Um, we serve Treasure Valley. Let's say, um, let's just do 1 in 5 kids has a disability. Let's just add that. We can add that anywhere, but I'll just
Or
throw it
learning
there.
disability might be even better of a buzzword.
Learning. Okay.
Mhm.
Yep. Yep. You cannot have enough context. Perfect. Ready? All right. Let's go. Let me jump down. He's working. That means he's putting some thought into it, if you see that. Reading the PDF. Nice. That's good. Fetching the PDF. Okay. So it redirects to
Oh,
a login, returns a protected file. Oh, that's interesting.
well, at least he tried.
No, somehow or another he got this though.
And
It
she also
redirects.
said we need to provide a pathway to learning for every kid, no matter their ability to
Okay,
pay. Mhm.
okay, okay. And that we would add that in.
Mhm.
So what I can tell you, so let me share with you what happened here. So the PDF that I put in, he's letting me know that it's not publicly accessible, which seems odd because I think that was public. But before I got here, I staged the RFP. Okay, so I staged the RFP in the demo, so it went ahead and grabbed it. Sometimes you just have to keep working at it and keep figuring out that you will run into situations where if Claude has to log into a site or gain access to some third party, that's where you may have to figure out another way, and you may have to download it onto your computer before you share it with him. That's, he can't log in himself and
Yeah.
get it.
So we have a
Okay,
question in chat from Patricia.
sure.
Do you have to request that it pull area data or does Claude do that anyways? And so I'm thinking she's meaning like it saw that you saw this and so it pulled it. Um,
Say that. So do you have to say that one more
do
time?
you
I'm
have
not.
to request that it pulls area data or does Claude do it anyway? And I think what she's referencing is how it's like, hey, I can't log into this, but I saw that you used it over here. So I'm
Yeah.
going to pull that.
Yeah, so I staged it in you see my demo studio. I had it staged. So I had pulled it down off the site. I put it on my computer and then I uploaded it to the demo studio. And that's how he got access to it. He tried to get it directly from just the link that I sent from the site and said that he wasn't able to.
Mhm.
Does that answer the question? Hopefully, if not.
It does for me. I don't know if it does for Patricia, but it does for me.
Patricia, does that make sense?
She'll let us know.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, I have a question and an answer section at the end, so we can go over a
Mhm.
little bit more. All right. Grant application narrative. Here it is. Organization overview. Boise-based nonprofit dedicated to transforming the lives of individuals with learning disabilities and attention challenges through evidence-based assessment, intervention, professional training. For over 2 decades, LPLC has served as Treasure Valley's premier resource for children and families navigating the challenges of dyslexia, ADHD, and related learning differences. So he's obviously, I think, gone and got some different additional information about Lee Pesky. So that's awesome. In the Treasure Valley, approximately 1 in 5 children, or roughly how, you can add the specific information. School-age youth live with learning disabilities without early identification and targeted intervention, etc. exists to change that trajectory. Nice. Statement of need. Learning disabilities do not discriminate. I won't read this whole thing, but you can kind of get a sense here that is going through and giving justification for the reason applying for the grant money. And then project description. See what else it says. Will expand its capacity to deliver academics. So this is again explaining what they would use, what you would use the money for. Expanded clinical capacity funding, reduced wait list and faster access. Interesting. Expanded Canyon County reach, sliding scale access for low-income families, alignment with funder priorities. This project's directly with aligned with Idaho Community Foundation commitment, education and youth development, regional equity. Drops down and gives a table with measurable outcomes. With, you can add that data in there, which whatever fits there. LBC will track outcomes, budget summary, personnel, training, outreach. You can put that data there. And talking about matching funds, and gives a conclusion. And there you go. You've got at least a start of a draft within just a few seconds. I mean, at least it's somewhere to start, and you got to have the human in the loop. You got to make sure that where Claude embellished and went over, all of the different aspects of the grant, that it's true and correct. Mind you, good place to say, not always correct. You'll probably hear the word hallucination. That just means that there's sometimes he doesn't get something absolutely correct. And that is why there always needs to be a human in the loop. Someone has to review things before they go out. I find mistakes all the time. And it's kind of like, unfortunately, when we work with humans as well, right? We make mistakes, right? But then we expect a computer to be perfect every time. That's not the case. So good to have that thought process. All right. So at least we've got something here. You can put your real numbers in, you can put your real story in, and you can change the voice. You can change the tone however you'd like. And yeah, again, this one's really up and live. So it's due by the 15th of June. All
Laura,
right. Yeah.
Laura, is it
Yeah.
possible for you to copy that and send it to Maggie?
Yes. Yes. This whole thing. Sure. Absolutely. I'll
Thank
write it
you.
down as a reminder. Brianne or Foster, I might have you all make sure I get Maggie's information and remind me to send that out afterwards. All right.
Also, we have one more question. Does Claude
Yes.
provide citations for the information
Oh,
here?
yes, yes. We haven't done something. Usually you will see a little tiny bracket here, and it will tell you exactly where it's grabbing the information from.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And I
Love
click
that.
on
Boy,
that
that would have been
often.
handy back in the day, huh?
Right. Boy, howdy. My master's program. Oh my gosh.
Would
Oh,
have been great. Oh my gosh.
looking those up or make your head spin. All right. So this last one, this is telling your story via the 990. This was a brainchild of Blossoms. She came up with this idea. Um, so I assume a couple of you have filed 990s before, and not like super exciting reading, right? Pretty dry. It's a tax document. It's bureaucratic. And your story of your organization is buried within that 990. Nobody sees it. And this is going to be a way for us to show something that displays everything about your mission, how you're growing over time, how you've impacted the community. That whole story that's so important to nonprofits buried in this document. So let's ask Claude to pull it out of that document and give us something that we can use for our outreach. Okay. I am a mountain biker, and so I like Boise Bicycle Project. I volunteered there before. I also donate there. And who doesn't love Jimmy Halliburton, right? And all the stuff he does in our community. So I took a liberty of grabbing Boise Bicycle Project's 990. It's for last year. Here it is. Okay. This is a public as well. This is something that Claude can pull down, or actually anybody can pull down. So we're going to put this PDF in Claude, and then we're going to give it instructions, give it a prompt. So let me do that first. Copy. Hopefully this pastes. I'm hoping that worked. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do it a different way. I think I put this in, oh, no, it's in the same format as a PDF. Let's see if it looks the same. There we go. Yep, that looks like it. Okay, there it is. I'm gonna put the prompt in. All right, I just uploaded the Boise Bicycle Project's most recent IRS Form 990. Please read it and transform the dry financial and program data into a compelling organizational story, something that could be used as an about us narrative, a donor appeal opener, or a board presentation intro. Make it warm, human, and mission focused. Highlight their growth, their impact, and what makes them matter to the Boise community. Let's hit go. He's a thinking. That looks nice. Love it. Ah, talking about their funding. Okay, what was that? Maybe 30 seconds. Like it.
It's a great
And
sample.
from the 990.
Mm.
So as you can see, where two wheels change everything. Interesting. He must have grabbed that from somewhere or came up on his own. Obviously a good intro. Goes over the numbers, donated the number of bicycles that were donated. Nice. They sold 180 of them. They touched 10,000 people's lives in the community. Not abstract statistics. There are 820 members. Didn't just get bikes, they got community. Love it. They attended 651 classes, so pulled all that data out and put it in a nice narrative here, right? Built on generosity, running a mission. The organization brought in over 1.1 million in total revenue with contributions and grants exceeding 667,000. Nice thing to share, right? Nice thing to share out. Roots that hold, why it matters. And there you go. Took 30 seconds, and all that information and that good stuff was hiding behind that public database, telling a boring story about an organization. And AI turned it into something worth sharing. And you can use this in your next donor email opener, or for a grant narrative even, or your next board report cover page, right? And here's the bonus. You can do this for any nonprofit you want to learn from or partner with, because if you want to know how to talk to a funder, you can look up the grantees 990s and see what language resonates. That's a superpower for nonprofits. All right.
I have a couple of questions.
Yes,
So
it's
did they, oh, sorry.
no, you go ahead. This is Q&A time. It's all you.
Did
What
they
do you
pull
got?
the information from the night, or did Claude, sir,
Yes.
pull this information from the 990 or the annual report?
It should have just pulled it from what I uploaded here at the beginning, right there.
So it didn't reference the website or anything for,
Not that I know of. Let's take a look at this.
because that's a lot of, yeah, the exposition. That's a, yeah, interesting question that she raised too.
Let's go down. This is like 33 pages. So let me just let me just see if we get past the gunk and see if there's. So I remember looking at this and I thought I saw there is some narrative.
Okay, so I pulled some exposition from, okay.
Copy Form 90. Yeah, I'm not seeing a whole lot there, but it may have grabbed anything that's in this PDF. If there's some links in there, it may have grabbed some stuff from there.
There's some,
That's a good
okay.
question. I probably should look at it. So the thought process here is Claude thinking on his own and kind of going off and looking at something. Not typically, unless you direct and say, hey, go and look at their website and pull that together with the 990. It may have been that I uploaded the website while I was doing the demo suite, or the demo studio rather. That could be why it's got a lot of context behind it. I thought I remember looking at this
Yeah, it
990
looked like there was a, it said for more
section.
information or something, it had a
Yeah,
website. Yeah,
and it could have gone to there.
yeah.
Okay.
And then also, and this is one that I really love because I have to do stuff like this a lot. Can you ask Claude to create some of this information into graphs?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, any question you come my way and you ask, can we? The answer is going to be yes, you can. And how do you go about that? Just do it. Just try it. Just get curious. Let your mind keep asking questions. It's really interesting how I'll work with people for a while and they'll be doing things and they'll call me up and say, Laura, do you think you can do this, that, and the other? And I kind of giggle. Yeah,
Mhm.
just put it in there, just and experiment and just the biggest word I can leave you with is probably curiosity. Just be curious and ask questions, and pretty much anything, you probably don't want to use Claude and ChatGPT, if you want to Google something, right? Uh, Google something that's super simple and quick. What am I gonna? I got this in my refrigerator. What am I gonna have for dinner tonight? Or give me a recipe for this, that, other. So this is a thinking partner. I love to refer to it as a thinking partner, a really genius intern, because the genius intern has the whole internet and everything at its disposal, but may not know your organization. So you've got to teach him about your organization. And as you do these kinds of things, it learns about you and how you lead in an organization, how you want to run your business. You can tell Claude and any AI. I do something really good before I start is I say, okay, I want you to get to know me and what I prefer and what I don't prefer. So interview me, send me a bunch of questions to help you get to know me, my style, and about my business, about my work, about my life, and how I want to go in the world. That's a good thing to do if you want it to get to know your organization going forward. Any other questions? I'm sure there'll be a few afterwards, and that's perfectly fine. I'll do a little bit of wrap up, and if you think of something, I do want to put something in the chat. I don't want to forget to do that. I call it Laura's tips and tricks. So over time, I've kind of shared a couple of those with you. Let me put them in the chat. Mhm. And these are just some things to get you jump started because I have some homework for you. I'll leave you with some homework. Let's see. Be interesting to see. Brianne, can you let me know when I send this in the chat if
Yeah.
this is accessible?
Laura's tips and tricks, and it is a Word doc. How vintage, how classic. Yes, I see that it shows up.
Okay, nice. Okay, so that's for everybody to grab, and
And
they
I
can
can
share.
also, I can download this, and when I send out to everybody the link to the recording and everything, I can include that as an attachment as well so that everybody has it.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that will help, especially with some homework. So yes, I'll leave you with a couple of actions today. So step one, go to Claude.ai or ChatGPT.com tonight. You can get a free account like we talked about. Takes 2 minutes. Um, think of the step two will be think of the one thing on your to-do list that you've been dreading writing. Describe it to AI like we did today, talking to a really smart colleague, and that's it. And then that's your first win. So I dropped in the tips and tricks. Let's see, what else did I want to do? As a recap, we saw 4 demos. It was a donor follow-up, volunteer SOP, grant writing, and the 990 storytelling. And these are 4 real problems that probably every nonprofit in this room deals with probably every single week. And we just solved all 4 of those in under an hour. Just imagine what your team could do with all that time you could get back, right? And I got into this because I believe organizations like this are doing important work for our communities. I talked to you about Phases of Hope and Boise Bicycle Project, and I'm up here in McCall. There's nonprofits up here as well that I'm getting involved with. Simba is one of them. And my heart just goes, oh, I wish I could just save you so much time so that you can spend time repairing trails so that I could ride on them instead of in the office and doing all of this busy work that's super important but has to get done. And hopefully you guys keep going out there changing people's lives and hopefully making AI work for you. Thank you so much for spending your morning with me. I really loved this. This was a really good time. And if there's any last questions, I think we have maybe 5 minutes.
And then I have a couple of, message brought to you by our sponsor, which
Yeah,
is,
sure.
myself.
Sure.
So, so I'll go back to that. We'll see if it's working this time.
I'm gonna stop sharing.
Or it's not. Again, this is this beautiful opportunity
I
to.
see it. You're
Okay,
sharing.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not it's not doing the next thing though. So, which is fantastic. But anyway, so we offer these nonprofit success labs every month. The date changes around a little bit to accommodate some things, but we encourage you to share this with your network. We really are based on being collaborative, on helping people do more, in these, pressing times with less. And so we really want you to share, this wealth of knowledge. We really want more people in your network to get access to this really, truly, I mean, I know it's kind of a trite to say, but world-class thought leaders and people who are just, I call them smarty smarts, people that really are, leaders in the things that they do. They're just brilliant minded people that are very generous with their time and want to share what they know. And I know a lot of times when we're in nonprofits, we're kind of in silos and we kind of have our just keeping our head down and we're just trying to survive really day after day. So this is an opportunity once a month or so to kind of work on your business, instead of in your business as it's put, so that you can do more with less. You can increase your capacity. You can link arms. You can have, build strategy with other people. And every time we have one of these interactions, we have people that connect and meet each other and are able to do more based upon the fact that they were able to come together. So I encourage you to visit our website, learn about some of the initiatives and things that we have coming out. Again, we have a whole bunch of consultants that are, again, smarty smarts, wizards, people that are just absolutely brilliant in their area of expertise. And that's part of how we offer what we offer to the community is through our brilliant consultants. And so I encourage you to visit our website and learn about all the amazing things that we're doing and things that we have coming up. Reach out to us if you even have something in particular that you know that is lacking in the nonprofit community or the philanthropic world, that we can seek out those resources and find them and provide them to you. So I'll stop talking and see if anyone has any more questions about how to make the robots work harmoniously with us and any questions that you might have about AI.
Probably lots of questions will come after they finish the homework.
Yeah,
Now, what did she say about
yeah,
that?
yeah,
Just
absolutely.
if I can leave with you, just talk to it like it's like you have a colleague, like you have a thinking partner, a smart person sitting right next to you. Just talk to them. There's nothing fancy about prompting. You'll hear a lot about, oh, you got to know how to prompt right and all that. Just start talking and share as much context as you can, and then tell it what you want the output to be. And you know what? It will not get its feelings hurt if you say, nope, you didn't even get close. Try again. This is what I really want. So, yeah, that's kind of the beauty of that, too.
And again, I will be sending a copy of this recording out to everybody. It'll be on our YouTube channel as well, so you can share it with other people in your network that might be interested in starting out or, peeling off the Band-Aid and taking advantage of everything that AI can do. Oh, it looks like Maggie has a question. Are you available to do in-person presentations?
You bet. I am. Absolutely. And I will be in Boise the weekend of the 12th. It's our anniversary. So we're coming into town. But yes, Maggie, I actually did a whole office team, and I went through and I just sat with everybody and watched what they did. I said, just show me what you do day to day. And yes, we can absolutely do that.
And I'll also make sure that Laura, your information for your business and everything in your website is included in what I send out to everyone as well,
For
so that they're
sure.
able to connect with you.
For
So.
sure. Absolutely. Thank you, everybody. Such a
Look
pleasure.
at that, 10:30. Who'd have thought that I would ever enable anyone to get out of anywhere on time? So,
Good job. Good teamwork.
thank goodness for technology glitches, or we would
Right.
still be here.
Right.
Absolutely. So thank you everyone so much for joining us today, and thank
Right.
you so much, Laura, for sharing your
Very
wisdom and
welcome.
your passion about this with all of
Right.
us. And we will see you next month.
All right.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everybody. Bye.
Bye.